So you probably have heard it by now, but Dan Hooker has pulled out of his potential fight of the year of 2025 fight with Justin Gaethje. Hooker pulled out because his hand pretty much blimped up real fucking bad. He said he caught somebody off the top of the dome during a practice, and things just kind of went downhill from there. He showed off his hand multiple times. It does look extremely bad. It looks like an oven mitt compared to his regular hand, or compared to his other hand that isn't injured. But he said he's of course still willing to fight. It's just that the UFC obviously is not going to let him do that. The doctors have to check him out. They're going to say he's just not going to be allowed to do that. It's going to be too further damaging for him. The commission, every official is going to tell him he's not prepped, he's not ready, he's not well enough to fight. Even though Dan Hooker would obviously still want to fight despite any injury, because he is that motherfucking guy, Dan Hooker. He's extremely tough, extremely durable. He's proved that time and time again in the octagon. In his fight with Jalen Turner, I think his skull was fucking fractured, and he continued the fight. Like, he's a durable, tough guy. So I do believe him when he says that he would still go forward with the fight. But yeah, the commission and the organization is obviously not going to let him fight. Depressing news, surprising news. Definitely not what I was expecting to wake up to, but here we are. It's a bummer. Life goes on. The show must go on. So the UFC obviously has to find a new dance partner for Justin Gaethje. A number of individuals have stepped up. Some of note are Rafael Fiziev, Renato Moicano, and Mateusz Gamrot. Fiziev fought Justin before and lost to Justin. I think, that being said, Fiziev, I think, is the safest fight for Justin. Between the three, I think Gamrot and I think Renato are both going to go immediately to ground game and try to grapple and submit Justin Gaethje there, or at least cause a bunch of damage on the ground. I'm not saying Justin Gaethje is like a baby in the woods when it comes to ground game, because he's got some too. But Renato is really, really, really vicious with it. And Gamrot has been known to just kind of sometimes sit on guys, or at least stall and hold people in positions and stuff like that. So Fiziev, I think, would be the safest fight for Justin, as well as probably the most entertaining fight, because it'll be on the feet, maybe even for most of it. Probably it'll be on the feet close to all of it, in comparison to Renato Moicano, where Renato might want to go to the ground immediately, or same thing with Gamrot. So yeah, I think the Fiziev fight would probably be the best fight moving forward. There are of course bigger names that could take this fight, like Max Holloway or Charles Oliveira. But I still think that Charles is kind of eyeing the BMF belt more than anything. And, I'm sure Max would be willing to oblige and get that fight set up. So I'm not sure if either one of those two will want to take this fight. I think the UFC will be looking down the rankings, or at least down the rankings in the sense that they're going to be looking probably towards Fiziev, or maybe even Gamrot as well, Renato, I don't know. I think it's too soon for Renato Moicano, but who knows? Renato seems game, and he's always been game, so he could take that fight too. I just think that, when I'm looking at this fight, I think Arman should step up. When looking at this fight, I'm going out of left field. I think Arman should step up. Arman Sakarian, he fucked up, pulled out of his fight with Islam the night before it happened. I think this is a great way to get back into the UFC's good graces. You volunteer for this fight. You take on Justin Gaethje. You whoop him the way Arman Sakarian usually whoops people. And you call for that title shot immediately. I think this is a great way for Armin to get back to title range, to title contention. I was also gonna say, you know, maybe they do go the Renato Moicano route, but I think this is a great opportunity for Armin. I would definitely like to see Armin step up and fight Justin Gaethje. I'm thinking about any other potential matchups, but I can't really think of any. Fiziev is an option, and I just talked about Fiziev. The problem that I have with Fiziev is that Fiziev has been pretty much available for quite a while now, and still hasn't gotten a fight booked. So the reason why I'm not so the reason why I'm not kind of talking about the Fiziev matchup or thinking that matchup is the matchup between the reason why I don't think Fiziev is going to get this fight is because Fiziev has had previous trouble getting fights, and I don't know what specifically is causing that to happen. But from what I can tell so far, I'm just gonna assume that the UFC doesn't like Fiziev for some reason, or Fiziev can't get fully healthy for some reason, whether that might be a steroid thing or a drug thing or whatever it could be. Fiziev has been available for quite a while and has not gotten a matchup, So that's got to say something. That something's going on behind the scenes. So I can't wholeheartedly say that Fiziev is going to get this fight. But again, I'd much rather have Armin take it. I think this is, like I said, a great opportunity for Armin. Armin could run it back with Charles. He's been wanting to. Again, I don't think that fight's going to happen. It could. But I think this is a great opportunity. Yeah. Bottom line, it's a great opportunity for Armin to step in, fight Gaethje, and call for a title shot. Call for the title shot he lost by pulling out way too late. Pause. But yeah, alarming news. I did want to spend a couple of videos talking about different matchups for Justin and how that would play out. So I guess I'll go with the Justin versus Armin matchup first. Justin Gaethje, powerful guy, a brawler, he puts on the pressure. He can find ways to win, especially on the feet. But Armin is just way too well-rounded. I really think he's way too well-rounded. I think he's going to be able to get Justin to the ground, dominate him on the ground. It'll be competitive on the feet. Armin's definitely got to watch out for the staggering power of Justin Gaethje. But I'm sure he'll be able to do so because Armin has world-class striking. He really does. So yeah, I think Armin's going to hold his own in this fight if this fight is made. He'll be able to dominate Justin on the ground. I think he'll find his way to a submission too. I got Armin Sakarian. If this fight is once again 5 rounds, I got Armin Sakarian probably round 4 submission. If it's 3, if it's like changed back to 3, Armin Sakarian 3rd round submission. But yeah, I think Armin Sakarian is going to find a way to submit Justin Gaethje. It'll be tough for both fighters on the feet because, like I said, Armin even has to watch out for that really heavy hitting power of Justin Gaethje with his kicks and his punches. But if Armin is able to do so, I think Armin will be able to outland Justin Gaethje in terms of significant strikes, both with kicks and punches, as well as get a lot of good ground control time in, followed by a good amount of takedowns as well. And that's just because of how well-rounded Armin is, But overall, I think, like I said, last time I'm going to say it, I think it's a great opportunity for Armin Sakarian to step up, get this title shot back. Dan Hooker just pulled out. Get the fuck in there, challenge Justin, beat Justin convincingly, get the title shot again, So yeah, I think Armin should step in. I think the two should fight. And I think Armin would win. But respect to Justin, though, he's already a UFC legend. Overall, let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next.